Help Independence is the Vibe. I'm Travis.
And I'm Chris.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram at Independence is a Vibe, because you know that it is.
Yes, sir.
And so, as always, we always got to have some kind of topic, because it's a podcast. You got to have something to talk about, right? Might as well slap a label on it. So, today we're going to talk about how to advocate for yourself. And that could be at the doctor's office. It could be in the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, how to advocate for yourself. In my case, the situation I had been on my job for a good number of years. I'd say about maybe 6, 7, something like that. I was fully invested with it, with the company. And I had some life changes, you know what I'm saying? Your boy had got married, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to get my money up.
There you go.
As any good person should, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure my lady was going to be good, so I had to get that money up.
Gotta get the bag, man.
And I, went to management and went to the people over me, and I'm like, hey, look out, y'all always talking about open door policy, right? Y'all always talking about we should look for opportunities to advance and different things like that. And I'd like to know, what the steps are for me to get into management. And the person I talked to said, well, I'm kind of busy right now, but I'm going to set up a meeting with you and I'll get back with you. I said, okay, no problem. I didn't put no pressure on him, I said, okay. So I let, a couple of days go by. I had 2 off days, went to work.
Yeah.
Then the next day, went to work. And when I seen that person again, I said, hey, did you set a date for our meeting? And he was like, I said I was going to meet with you. I said, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, when I was talking about being in management and stuff like that. He said, oh, yeah, Chris, yeah. I it slipped my mind. I'm busy. They got me running, He said, I'll tell you what, man, you got time right now? I said, man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we went in the office and he was like, so what is it you're trying to do? And I'm like, I want to get into management. What's the steps?
Right.
Because y'all said I'm a good worker. Y'all said that, I'm always dependable. That sounds like somebody that you would want in management if I'm not mistaken. And I've been with the company long enough. So, I'm trying to move up. And the guy basically told me, he was like, hey, look, in being in management, it's a lot you got to face, And he said, I'm not saying that you can't do it, so don't take it that way. But it's a lot of physical, moving and walking and running because you got to be on the move all the time. And I'm like, I do that now.
Right.
He was like, well, management is slightly different. He said, but you don't just go from like being a flow partner to being straight to management. You gotta be a team lead first. I said, okay, cool, because everybody in my department, I got their respect. I'm in the trenches with them, so
Yeah.
How I get to be in being a team lead and stuff like that. And he said, well, first you got to go on the computer and you got to put that that's one of your job goals. And then when the opening comes for being in a team lead position, you'll be first on the list to be considered for that position. He said, but I know you should be able to get it because you've been in that department and you've been holding us down, making us look good over there. So
Yeah.
you should be able to get that with no problem. How come the position came open for a team lead about a month after that conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they skipped over my head.
Oh, man.
Then there was another team lead position open in another department, and I found out about that because another manager came to me and was like, well, we heard you was trying to be a team lead. Would you mind, being a team lead in another department? And I was like, oh, hey, it don't matter to me. I'm trying to get this team lead spot, so let's go.
Right.
And he interviewed me for the team lead spot. Said I did great on the interview. He said I blew everything out the water. Said I interviewed better than everybody else. That's what he said. So I'm like, cool. And what I do at this point? He said, well, at this point, we're going to have to interview some other people, and then we're going to make our decision, and we're going to let you know.
I'm like, what decision? You just said I blew out the water.
And that's obviously I ain't blowing out the right water, I guess.
Right.
So I waited. A week passed. 2 weeks passed. And a guy working with me in my department said, hey, did you get to meet the new team leader at the other department? And I'm like, I thought he was joking with me, saying that I had got the job, but they hadn't told me yet. So I started laughing. He was like, man, what's funny? You met the new team lead? And I was like, nah. And then he said, it's a guy named, I ain't gonna name drop, but he said the actual person's name. And I was like, man, I ain't never heard of nobody like that. And he was like, yeah. He just got here this morning. And I was like, what? So we get a call to go spot for the forklift. And because we were shorthanded, me and the dude who I was talking to had to leave out our department.
Yeah.
So we go to the back to spot for the forklift. And the new dude was back there on the forklift. And he was like, can y'all spot for me? I need to drop some things down. I was like,
Nope.
And then the dude who I was talking to in the front, he kept looking at me like, that's the new team lead. That's the team lead. And I'm like, but that was supposed to go to me. and then when we got back to our department, you know, my partner was like, nah, they skipped clean over you. I heard about all of that. They ain't even tell you, huh? I said, no, I just found out today thanks to you. And he was just like, that was cold. They brought somebody from outside and promoted him. Turns out the dude that got promoted was a family member of the manager. So
Of course.
and that messed up my whole path to get to management, because a couple weeks after that, I got a write-up. And the write-ups take like a year to fall off.
Dang.
So I was like, bruh, y'all just, you know, and the topic of this video with advocating for yourself, in my case, it was nothing I could really do. You know what I'm saying? It just becomes a case of my word against theirs, and
Yeah.
I don't think that ever ends good.
Yeah.
So I was kind of stuck.
Yeah, man. For me, I had a similar situation. You know, I was on a job, well, with this particular job for about a few years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I had just graduated college, you know, so I had the credentials. I was trying to get into management too. So I went and talked to the store manager, right? So I was like, hey, I want to get into management. You know, I've been with the company for X amount of years, and I just got my degree in business management. You know, I feel like I'll be a good candidate. He was like, oh, yeah, you have been doing a good job, you know. I heard good things about you, you know. And I'm going to, you know, look into it and send an email off to corporate, and I'll get back to you. So, you know, turn into days, like you said, weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw him again. I was like, you know, hey, you know, I'm just touching bases with you, you know, to find out if you hear anything back. He was like, oh no, they ain't, you know, they haven't said anything back to me yet, you know, but I'm gonna get back to you. I'm like, okay. So again, days,
Weeks.
weeks.
Y'all notice the pattern here, right? Like,
So I was getting frustrated, you know. So, but I ended up getting a management position with a big time global e-commerce company.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, cool, you know. So they playing games. Put my 2-week notice in.
He said it.
And when I gave my manager my 2-week notice, he was like, "You really want to do this?" I said, "Yep."
Do I really want to do this after
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you to get
Right,
back to me
like-
about the... Yeah.
Y'all playing games, don't want to give me an opportunity? So I'm like, yeah, I do. And he was like, okay. And walked off. So, worked my 2 weeks, and I was out.
You know, and I remember reading this post. I think I saw it on LinkedIn. It said, don't make your workers feel like they are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
If you want your workers to take care of the work, if you want your business to flow right, don't make your workers feel like it's a million of y'all waiting outside to get in your position. So you can leave.
Right.
Nah, make it hard for that person to want to leave your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person like, and before I say this, I know that they got ethic laws and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the kind of person, I'd rather you be straight with me to my face.
Right.
You know, when I came to y'all the first time and I'm like, hey, I wanted to, you know, get into management. Well, you already know the real reason why you're not going to pick me is because, number one, maybe you see me as a liability, you know, with having a disability. So it's like, I can't say because you're disabled you can't be in management, because that's illegal. I'd be in a lawsuit.
Right.
But you can say, you know, say what you can say. Hey, look, you know, they just say, hey, look, we promote from outside. We don't promote from within.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not anything illegal.
Right.
You're not discriminating against me by saying we promote from outside. We don't promote from within.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get into management, you're gonna have to leave this store. That I could have took and just been like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave the store. It was close to my house. I don't drive, so that's making it easier on my parents, on my wife, my sister, whoever had to pick me up and drop me off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to leave the store. I'm just trying to get some more money.
I would have rather that than the run around, waiting weeks and
Exactly.
Just be real.
For real. We all grown up in here.
Right.
You know, but I guess they were scared if they say anything, I'm gonna hit them with a lawsuit. And
Yeah, it's,
If-
they
you
try
know,
to tread lightly.
if you say we promote from outside the company and bring people in,
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do about that. What am I gonna tell my lawyer? They say they promote from outside. The lawyer like, well, they do. I mean, it's nothing I can really do. What did they say? What did they say that was discriminatory?
Right.
Well, nothing. They said they promote from outside. Yeah, but that have nothing to do with me.
Right.
Did they say anything about your skin color, your disability? Did they? No, they didn't say none of that. Well, you have no case. See what I'm saying? I would have just rather they be upfront,
Yeah.
because the manager who interviewed me for the team lead position the second time, I talked to him a couple of times between the time, even after I got the write up and stuff.
Yeah.
And he even, kind of came to me on the slide and was like, "You've been here 8-9 years at this point, and you never got wrote up for anything. What happened?" And that's a story for another episode. But
Yeah.
basically, somebody in my department got kind of lax, and when the heat was finna come down on her, she came up with this brilliant idea that everybody should divide the workload. So this person's responsible for this, and this person's responsible for that. And the stuff I was responsible for, I couldn't do because we were shorthanded, and they was always pulling me out the department.
Yeah.
And so because of that, the stuff I was responsible for didn't get done because the other person that stayed in the department didn't do it to help out. So because my name was next to this particular objective and it didn't get done, they had to write me
So
up.
it fell on you.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So I got done bad on both ends, but it's all good.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like you should be, truthful up front, but
Right.
I guess that's just too hard for some people to do.
Yeah, because lawsuits are scary, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you're in a position where you supervisory, people could take what you say and twist it, and you might be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And I understand that, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it. You don't want to lose your job over the wrong choice of words.
Right.
So I mean, that situation was one of the pinpoints or pressure points that started pushing me towards passive and residual income, multiple streams of income. Because if you're trying to get some more money by going through your job and you can't really get up the ladder like you need to, and the pay raises, they come once a year, they like, oh, we changing how we structure it now. So instead of you getting $1 every year, you're gonna get 25 cents. Then the year after that, they change it again and say, oh, well, everybody gonna get 10 cents, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You're like, man, these raises, at this point, I got to stay another 10 years to make $1.
Right.
That's not going to, no. So, I started thinking, hey, I could take the money from my job and put that into stuff I could do on the side to make more money, and hopefully the side stuff I do will pull me away from this company. But, I already kind of had a load on me, so that didn't really work out the way I had hoped for.
Yeah, I feel like the situation I went through kind of taught me a lot,
Mm-hmm.
Made me feel some kind of way too,
Yeah.
But, I mean, it all worked out in the end, though, so.
Stuff I always do,
Yeah.
But I still the mindset is take care of your workers. So if you got good workers and they come to you say, I'm looking for a way to move up, I'm looking for a way to advance, or maybe I'm looking for a way to learn some more skills. That's somebody that's being upfront with you, and you admit that they're a good worker, they dependable. So why would you want to make that person feel slighted?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I say just be honest.
Yeah.
You a good worker, but we promote from outside the company. They rarely ever just pick somebody that's already here and promote them up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you being a manager is not a bad idea. It's just a bad idea to do it at this store. And leave it at that.
Yeah, it kind of puts the ball in your court. Now you got to make a decision on how you want to
I'm gonna bust a move.
proceed. You know what I'm saying?
Got time to go.
Right.
You know.
Time to chunk the deuces, man.
You know. I had a manager. I say about a year later. Like it's like they say they promote from outside, and the lady said, I had tried again to get some information about management because I thought maybe the first person I talked to was just kind of getting me to run around or whatever. So this new manager came in. You know, this is why I would say don't ever give up on what you want. You know, always try to get that second opinion, third, fourth, fifth if you got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I talked to this new manager had came in and she had been there maybe a year before I talked to her, and they had a meeting and we were all in the meeting and it was like, you know, we got a lot of good workers in here and we know we're surprised that none of you have tried to move up and stuff like that. So after the meeting, I, you know, pulled her on the side and I was like, hey, I'd like to move up, you know. And she said, Chris, I think that's a good idea because you're a good worker. But the only thing is, when you become a manager for this company, they like to move their managers around. She said, I'm from Texas. I don't live here. But they needed help at a couple of stores in Louisiana. And they chose me to move me and my family from Texas to here to help the stores where they needed help. She said, when y'all don't see me, I'm not having off days. I'm managing other stores in Louisiana. And then I come back here. And I was like, huh? And she said, didn't you just buy a house? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, management would be a good fit for you because you really a good dependable worker. You are. She said, but if you become a manager now, y'all just bought a house. If the company decide we need you to go to Texas for training and then after training you gonna stay out there, that house y'all just got, you gonna have to sell it or your wife and kids gonna have to stay here and you gotta send money home.
Okay.
And she was like, your kids are small. That mean they gonna need you. There's gonna be certain things you're not gonna want to miss, like their birthdays and stuff. But if you become a manager and the company wants you gone to other places, you gotta go. They not gonna care that with my kid's birthday or my kid's sick or my kid. They don't care about none of that. She said, so if I were you, wait till your kids get old enough to where they not so needy and then look into management.
Yeah.
Because by then, you know, your house is, you're more settled with the house and the kids are not, you know, looking for you to be at so many different events. See what I'm saying? And she was like, I'm not saying, you know, that you shouldn't get into management. I'm just saying the timing is not good.
I feel like there ain't no other positions, you know, where you got to be moving around like that. But still, like,
Now, when it came to management, no.
close to management?
They didn't have,
No.
everything was like that.
Okay.
And that, I appreciated that answer more than just telling me something to get me out your face.
Right.
Because I feel like she was telling the truth.
Yeah.
We did just buy a house. And if I was to get into management, you know what I'm saying, it's like, we might have to put that house up for sale. I'm not going to Texas and leave my wife and kids here. So why would you just get a house now? You got to put it up for sale.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and then it's no guarantees that management is going to be like, well, you had a house in Louisiana, so we're going to make sure you get a house in Texas. They might be like, nah, we're going to put you up in this 2-bedroom apartment in the hood in Texas because that's all we can afford right now.
Oh, no.
Like, man, I'm good.
Right.
You know, so she told me that I kind of calmed down from trying to get into management, you know, and I was like, well, let's focus on me having my own business and getting up out of here.
Yeah.
You know, but I just, you know, made that point because I didn't give up on the dream until I just decided that, okay, I done tried enough. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, that's how I feel too. I ain't give up on it. You know, I feel like he's giving me the runaround, but I was like, man, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna figure a way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing, man. You always got to be thinking.
Yeah.
You know, and just like we were saying off camera, it's like schools, you know, when you're in grade school, they don't teach you about being an entrepreneur and trying to have different kinds of finances and stuff like that. I really believe we are forced to go through the grade school system with the way it's set up, just like you said, so you develop a worker mentality.
That's it. Your worker bee.
Yeah. You know, I remember this guy was on YouTube and he was saying, let me show y'all how messed up the school system is. And he started talking, and he said, if you are in elementary, middle, and high school, and you and your friends sit next to each other, and y'all studying for a test, they okay with that in school. But when the test come, if I look off your paper and you look off my paper and we write the answers down, that's called cheating. He said, but in the business world, it's called collaboration. In the workforce, it's called collaboration. It's not cheating. If I got answers and you got answers, we put our heads together and go over the answers to make sure everything is right. That's collaboration. But in grade school, it's called cheating. He said, think about the way grade school is set up. They want you to color inside the lines. You got to sit in a certain spot in every class. This is your desk. You can't sit over here. You can't sit back there. This your desk. You got to sit right here. Why? Because they want you to get used to doing what people tell you what to do.
Yeah.
That's it. They said the school system for grade school is set up just like prison.
It is.
And I was like, ooh.
Look at the trays, man. The cafeteria. Look how it look. I had a chick that's a teacher said it to me. She was like, it's a pipeline of prison.
And I said, man, that's like when I turned that YouTube video off, I was sitting there, I'm like, that's wild. Like, because you spent 12 years in grade school.
Yeah.
And that's 12 years of training you in, just subjecting your mind to stuff that you ain't really thinking. They training you literally. Don't ask no questions about why I gotta sit here.
Yeah.
Because like if you sitting here and you want to go sit in the back and the teacher like, no, your desk right there. Well, why I can't go sit in the back? Because I said your desk right here. And if you keep questioning her, then she gonna do what? She gonna write you up and send you to the principal office.
Yeah.
I said, man, that's
I mean, it's a lot of stuff when you think about it. I mean, it's a different subject for a different day.
wild.
But when you think about it, it's like, man, that don't make sense.
And they almost make you feel like you can't stand up for yourself. With certain systems, you just stuck right there. And I
Yeah, if you start to question stuff and start, not acting like everybody else, you kind of get ostracized,
I say always ask questions. Question everything. Repeatedly.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I don't want my daughter, she's 9, I don't want her in trouble at school because the teacher want me to sit right here. I didn't want to sit right there, so I asked her why I got to sit right here. And I kept asking her, like you told me to do. I kept asking her and they wrote me up. I'm like, and I can't go up there and act a fool because the teachers are right in this instance. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, y'all, drop some comments. Let us know how
If y'all had some
how you
situations,
had to advocate for yourself.
When you had to,
speak up.
right? Because a closed mouth don't get fed. So y'all let us know in them comments.
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram Instagram at Independence is a Vibe, because y'all know that it is.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be back next week with another video.
Stay tuned.
And we out.
Peace.